8 hard-fought weeks have come and gone. Welcome to the SFL Minor League Playoffs between the Annapolis Navigators and the Ottawa Cavalry. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Jeff Melanish, and sitting next to me for this one is none other than Dan Mitchell. It's a great matchup. We're going to have some fun this evening. This is a rematch from all the way back in Week 4.
That's right, Jeff. All the way back in Week 4. Ottawa came out ahead, but just barely, 12-10 versus the Navigators. You know, this is the start to what could be a great rivalry. You got Cavalry versus the Navigators. You know, Army versus Navy, land versus the sea. You got Ottawa in Canada and Annapolis in the U.S. You know, this is just brewing to be a great one and could leave lasting remarks for the ages. Coming out here to see this coin toss, and I'm expecting to see a great defensive battle.
I just want to give a shout out to everybody watching on YouTube this evening as the coin flip is in the air, and we'll get this one kicked off momentarily as the Cavalry will receive the ball first. So that means Annapolis will get the ball to start the second half, and we're about to get this one underway, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this playoff game between Annapolis and Ottawa, getting this one kicked off here. We are going to get this one underway. Larry Barr with his hand in the air, and there we go. We are underway, ladies and gentlemen. As Ottawa will get the ball brought up to the 31-yard line from Art Vandelay, and this is where we will see Javier Vasquez in his first series in the playoffs. Getting the start at halfback, Kevin Say. The rest of the starters, fullback Chris Kamazik. The receiving core of Art Vandelay, Benjamin Warner, Gene Valentine, the tight end Leonard Butler Sr., and the center Jeremiah Tarter. Vasquez will start under center split back formation. You have a play action, pressure in his face. He's going to throw this one underneath, but it falls incomplete. And here are the starting lineup for the defense for the Annapolis Navigators. The defensive line, Brock Craven, Tank Hutt, Sean Crook, Mark Rasden. The linebacking core, they are a good one. Eric Hammer, Michael Rochester, Jeff Gagne, and the secondary of Orlando Love, Garrison Blue, Solomon Kane, and Ace Zello. Second down and 10 for Vasquez as he will go under center, another split back formation. Calling some audible at the line of scrimmage as he drops back, short drop. He's going to throw out route to Vandelay, who makes a nice shoestring catch and picks up positive yards on the play, gain of 8, and it goes all the way for a 3rd and 1.
You know, seeing this start out with Javier Vasquez, nice starting out route. They're 3rd and 1, not a bad place to be if you're stuck on a 3rd down. They can run it now with Kevin Say if you want to gut it down the middle.
Key 3rd down here early for Ottawa. Vasquez under center. He's going to hand this one off, trying to go outside, but it's not going to work. And the defense comes up for Annapolis, and getting in there is Michael Rochester.
Great early start by the linebacking core of Annapolis. They saw the stretch play coming out, immediate stop to it, stop behind the line. Now they already have to punt it away. You know, we were expecting a defensive battle, and it's living up to it as already just 3 and out.
Tony Law will get his name called here first for the punting unit, and the kick is away. Fielding this one will be Jared Crow, trying to make a couple moves, and he will get nothing up to the 28-yard line. So what do you expect? We'll get that momentarily, but here's the starting lineup for Annapolis. Cameron Curtis, the quarterback, coming out for his first start, 1,884 passing yards on the season. The halfback is Scott Johnson, fullback Nolan Pierce, receiving core of C.J. Arthur, Jared Crow, Christopher Ochoa, tight end Alex Daniel, the tackle Cody Hinnon, and the center Dusty Wilson. As Curtis will start at the shotgun formation, he takes the snap, pressure coming, and he gets this one off, but it falls off the hands and incomplete, looking for Christopher Ochoa out wide. And the starting defensive unit for Ottawa, defensive line of Mike Coverson, Cam Frosby, Scott Stover, Darwin Navarro, the middle linebacking core, Brody Gulch, Elvin Mack, and Deontay Wilder. Secondary, Mo Austin, Kyle Finnemore, Dakota Johansson, and Shaud Allen. So on the second down and 10, Curtis under center. Scott Johnson in the backfield. Drop it back as Curtis. Pressure in his face. He throws this one, and it's going to be caught and going down the middle of the field. And that's Alex Daniel for his first reception, all the way down to the 38-yard line.
That right there was a great, just tight and go coming out. They saw him open. Cameron Curtis just taking some great just awareness. Halfback stayed back for a good block. Alex Daniel, coming out for a huge play.
It's down to 10 in the first series for Annapolis, and they're already inside opposing team territory. Oh, throwing, and it's off the hands and incomplete. Looking to try to make a move a little too quickly, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, right there you saw the fullback, Nolan Pierce, just kind of bobbled it. Maybe we got some playoff nerves. Not what you want happening. Now they're 2nd and 10, but they still have 2 more attempts to try and make it up. They're at Ottawa's 38, so they get a bit closer. Maybe we can start with an early field goal.
2nd down and 10. Curtis under center. Short drop, and he's going to sidearm this throw. The pass will be caught, and only for a couple yards. Only goes for a gain of 3.
Jeff, we had the pleasure of calling the Navigators last week versus the Lynx. They really did love using that out route. Seems like we're going to get to see some more of it today. Picking up an easy 3 yards at 3rd and 7, a bit for a quicker pass, but they definitely can't really take the risk with running the ball.
That was Scott Johnson, the running back that ran a receiving route out wide. As Curtis throwing this across the middle, pass is going to be caught and inside the red zone to the 20-yard line. The Navigators go, and that is none other than C.J. Arthur with his first reception.
Well, who else to pass it to than the wide receiver who's number 2 in passing yards in the league with 587 yards. Great stretch out of his arms right there and puts him up to the red zone.
Not a bad first drive for Cameron Curtis and the Navigators offense. Dropping back is Curtis. He's going to sidearm this throw out, and the pass will be caught. And this time, Ochoa hauls it in, and it goes for a pickup of 6.
Ochoa, who had some great performance once again last week, really came in big for the Navigators. Look like they're going to use him again this week, which is a great decision. Picking up, going out. Picking up a few yards is never something to bet your eye at. Definitely when you're this close to the end zone. Navigators are getting a very early start as they're moving downfield rather quickly.
Already 2nd and 4 from Ottawa, 14-yard line. This whole drive was set up on a 34-yard pitch and catch to Alex Daniel, the tight end. And Curtis under center on this drive, and he'll throw this one out. Pass is going to be caught by Johnson, but he is going to be hit and dropped as Brody Gulch with his first tackle on the day. And what a tackle that was for a loss of 1 on the play.
I mean, when you're a linebacker who averages 7 tackles a game, you got some good awareness. He saw the check out coming. He dropped him right at the line on the 3rd and 5, and they have to make a big play if they want to put it up for 6.
3rd down and 5. Curtis barking out some signals. He takes the snap. 4-man pressure. He throws his one sidearm, and it's almost going to be intercepted on the play. And boy, Deontay Wilder had a play at that to maybe go back the other way, but it falls incomplete, and we'll have to settle for a field goal.
Yeah, definitely give Wilder the credit for that bat down right there. Great route, just awareness, seeing where it was going to go and develop, knowing that Curtis loves to throw that sidearm, just hitting it down. Now we can see the special teams field goal unit come out.
Larry Barr, a Week 7 signing, will come on to attempt this field goal. He's 8 of 8 on the season. Snap is down, kick is through the air, and it's through the uprights and good from 31 yards out. So we have our first point on the game, and it's credited to Larry Barr and Annapolis with an early 3-0 lead here in Ottawa.
Hey, points are points, but that was a great defensive stop by Ottawa as they got, closer to their own end zone. They put up a great defense, putting stops to the run, not letting the pass go that far, and now Navigators had to settle for 3. A 9-play, 58-yard drive just stopping right there is some credit to themselves.
I don't even really know what they could have done differently on that drive. I mean, it all goes back to that run play that they tried to get Scott Johnson where he lost 2 yards on the play. That might change the outcome a little bit as Wilder brings the ball up to the 28-yard line. But Dan, more importantly, what are you looking for from Ottawa, and more importantly, Javier Vasquez on this next drive?
I think they should definitely start out, definitely get Kevin Say involved. You know, he's someone with 408 rushing yards. He knows how to get the ball. He knows how to get it far, but mix it up. Maybe they throw in some Art Vandelay. He knows what he's doing. Gene Valentine's also someone. They got plenty of weapons. They can just mix up and adapt their plays on the go.
Play action for Vasquez. He's got plenty of time. He's going to throw this one. Oh, but it falls off the hands and incomplete. Looking for Kamazik out wide. And the fullback lets it fall through his hands.
Yeah, number 28 fullback Chris Komisak really just kind of didn't have his hands on that one. Maybe he wasn't ready, and that's just not something you want to see definitely in this playoff series. Now they're 2nd and 10. Seems like we're getting this a little bit, but now they got a chance to redo it, see what Javier Vasquez can come up with.
2nd and 10 from their own 28-yard line. Vasquez will hand this one off, and breaking out of a tackle. He's loose down the sidelines. There goes Say. He's got to block downfield, and he got it. And he's all the way down to the 29-yard line. Kevin Say in the first drive had -2 yards, and here breaks it off for 40.
Yeah, but give it up for Orlando Love with the touchdown-saving tackle right there. You know, a Week 7 signing who's chasing the halfback all the way down the field, making sure they don't put up 6. Great Russell right by him. And now they got to deal with them at the 29-yard line. You know, this is a quick-moving game and not what I was initially expecting.
Chris Komisak also downfield with the nice block to help spring Kevin Say. Vasquez dropping back, pressure in his face. He has to throw this on the run, and the pass is going to be caught. And inside the red zone, all the way down to the 10-yard line.
That right there was a real spicy play right there, Jeff. You know, he pulled all the way back for a 7-step and then was on the move for just a jumping one-handed catch. Great play right there by the tight end, Leonard Butler Sr. You know, he's crazy right now, 223 yards. That was just an amazing play. Great awareness by Vasquez and some great overall just teamwork.
Tank Hutt was the one looking to get the pressure on Vasquez. That made him throw that pass a little earlier than probably intended, but still, Leonard Butler Sr. with a nice grab as Vasquez takes the shotgun snap, firing this one across the middle. Pass will be caught by Butler Sr. again. This time only goes for a pickup of 3.
You know, a nice quick route like that, just moving downfield a tiny bit more as they're this close to the end zone ain't bad. I'm expecting to see Say get out a bit more as they're this close, you know, 7 yards, not too far away. Maybe another quick pass, and then we'll see what happens as they come out in I formation.
This guy's under center, dropping back. Gonna have to fire this one underneath, and that will be out of bounds. No, they're gonna rule him no catch, incomplete, as he was looking for Kevin Say, or Chris Kamazik, excuse me.
I think Vasquez was looking to his right at first, didn't see what he liked, so just threw it out for a quick check out for a safe play. It overthrew it a bit. That was later in the route development. Now they're a 3rd and goal. See if the Navigators can put a stop and we have another field goal attempt.
3rd and 7, looking to convert a 3rd down. Vasquez, shotgun formation, trips to the bottom of the formation. Vasquez throwing it to the end zone, but it's going to be batted away. And that's Eric Hammer getting the pass deflection, and it falls harmlessly to the turf.
You know, you want to talk about a linebacker who can do a little bit of everything. You know, 69 total tackles coming to this game, 7 bat downs. He's number 5 in total tackles. He's someone you got to be watching out for. I wouldn't be surprised if he's on a few people's draft board coming up.
Or with a great read to bat that one away. We got a couple of just phenomenal linebacking cores going head-to-head in this one. As we'll see the field goal attempt from Amy Shalizzi as it's through the uprights and good from 23 yards out, and she bumps it up to 17 of 18 on the season, and here gets the game tied at 3.
Hey, that was a real interesting start. Both teams not breaking as they're that close to the end zone. Both of them putting up 3, and now we have a tied ball game in the first quarter.
A 7-play, 65-yard drive, which resulted in a field goal to tie this game up at 3. As the kick is away from Shalizzi, is going to be fielded by Jared Crow. And he will get it out to the 27-yard line. But just want to talk about these two quarterbacks for a minute. You got Cameron Curtis coming in with 1,884 yards, 64.95 passing completions. Then 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, but at 84.5 QBR, that is first. for the playoff quarterbacks, and then that is the third highest. But if you take a look at Vasquez on the other side, we'll get a little bit of that from Curtis here. He'll fire this one to Johnson coming out of the backfield, and he will pick up a gain of 3. But if you take a look at Vasquez, 1,607 yards. That's the third fewest among the playoff quarterbacks. Something's got to give here in this one, Dan.
Oh, yeah, he's a bit more conservative when it comes to playing, with his throwing game. A bit of a, average completion rate, but he has, a good QBR, second in the league, 8 touchdowns to his 3 interceptions. He knows his routes. He knows what he's playing. He doesn't want to take risk as much.
Curtis throwing this one across the middle. Pass will be caught by Arthur, and he will take a shot and pay the price, but still gets the positive yards. Is going to set up a third down and short.
Yeah, that was a horseback charge if I've ever seen one, just slamming right into Arthur. I heard that all the way from the booth.
Sean Allen laying the lumber for Ottawa. Going to give C.J. Arthur a little... I have to think twice about coming across the middle of the field. And here goes Johnson with the handoff. He's got some blocks, and he's got enough for the first down, and then some, all the way up to the 48-yard line.
Johnson turned on some afterburners there. He saw an opening in about the B slot, took it, went straight on through, picking up a nice bit of extra yards there, about 10 yards. Eventually got tackled. Took 2 of them to take him down, though. And now they're moving quickly. Both teams are moving rather quick. It seems like just the red zone defenses are stepping up. See if both teams can keep that up.
We thought coming in, both defenses have a lot of playmakers on them, so it was only a matter of time before they would step up. And it looks like once you get into the red zone, that defense is going to put a stranglehold on you. As Johnson trying to get out wide, and he will not. And instead, he will get tackled by Darwin Navarro, the defensive tackle.
Yeah, I was about to mention, Ottawa with the #1 pass defense in the league and Navigators the #3 rush defense. But right there, it seems like it was kind of flipped as they were just bringing Johnson down in the backfield.
Now it sets up a 2nd and 13. Curtis taking the snap out of the shotgun formation. Sidearm throw, and the pass will fall off the hands and incomplete. Looking for Daniel. And he's going to set up a long third down.
Yeah, 3rd and 13. A little bit of a 3rd and impossible. See what they can do. They're definitely going to have to keep it. Maybe he has to go off the sidearm into an overarm just because, throwing a sidearm 13 yards plus is going to be difficult. But see if he can step up to it.
Annapolis coming in with converting 42% of the third downs. Let's see if they can convert this one. 3rd and 13 from the 45 from their own 45, and he takes the shotgun snap. Pressure in his face. He throws this one a little early, and it falls off the hands and incomplete. Sean Allen was in coverage, but it falls incomplete, and they'll have to punt this one away.
Yeah, there was some real good pressure right there on Curtis. The ball was a bit of a tumbler. Would have been hard to catch even, without some great coverage by Sean Allen right there on the receiver. Now 4th and 13 on their own 45. They got to punt it away.
And we have yet to see a sack from any one of these defensive lines, which come in hot and heavy with heavy hitters, as the punt is away from the Annapolis punter, Rand Fulman, and it's going to be brought out here to the 25-yard line by Art Vandelay. And here we will see Javier Vasquez.
Yeah, going back to the sacks, though, Derwin Nuevo, #3 in the league with sacks. I'm surprised we haven't seen him we've seen him pressure, but we haven't seen him break through just yet. But now see if Ottawa's offense can keep up that pressure. Both teams getting, good stops and good, attacking power.
You also got to watch for Annapolis. Sean Crook coming in with 6 sacks. That's 3rd. There's the handoff here, going out wide. Kevin Say, he's got the blocking, and he hits the burst of speed. He's past midfield. He's being chased from behind by Rochester. Does he have enough speed to get there? He won't, and in the end zone goes Kevin Say, who gets his 4th rushing touchdown of the season, and this is a big one in the playoffs, giving Ottawa the first quarter lead.
That was a massive burst of speed right there. A runner's high, some would say. He felt nothing but pure, euphoria right there, as no one could catch him. Just absolutely behind him. Great opening by him, all on the back of Kevin Say right there. That play, he had some initial blocks, but it was all up to his speed at the end. Finding the extra point, We have a 10-3 game. Great early start by Ottawa. I wasn't expecting this much offensive play when I played this up as a defensive game, but it is an interesting one.
And that's a great point being brought up in chat, that was the same run play that they ran that got the 40-yard on the last drive, and here it goes for a touchdown.
Yeah, that's something, kind of crazy to see against the number 3 rush defense in the minor league. But it seems like that one little play, far out to the bottom end, they just had no one who could stop them.
One play, 75-yard drive, 75-yard touchdown run from Kevin Say. And Ottawa, after having to punt their first possession, boy, oh boy, they have turned the tides here with 2 straight point drives, 4 points as they get the lead here, 10-3, and Jared Crow will bring the ball out to the 31. So this is where we will see Cameron Curtis, and if he can turn the tide here after the punt on their last drive and march down and put up a touchdown to get this one all knotted up.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Scott Johnson will have some kind of rebuttal to that last play, see if he gets another breakaway.
Yeah, the 3rd leading rusher in the SFL minor league with 550 yards coming into this game, but the 5.6 yards per carry is first in the SFL minor league. As Curtis throwing this one out, almost luckily batted away, and it falls harmlessly to the turf, but Mo Austin was in coverage, and it falls incomplete.
Seems like when Curtis doesn't sidearm it, it's kind of just like an air ball lob coming out, not much power behind it, kind of a free ball for any defenders if they get the better of him.
2nd and 10. We'll see what Curtis can do on this drive here. How he decides to want to use his throwing motion. Instead, they'll hand it off to Scott Johnson, who goes up the middle and picks up a gain of 8. He's going to set up a 3rd down and manageable. And this is where Annapolis is going to have to convert this 3rd down if they want to get this game back and get the momentum back on their side.
Yeah, and if you saw in front of Johnson, one of his blockers actually turned to the right when the person who tackled Johnson was to the left. Kind of a questionable block there. Could have easily gotten further.
Empty set. Curtis pump fakes, and he's going to run, and he's going to get enough for the 1st down. What a play. Scott Stover will touch him down, but not before Curtis picks up just enough for the 1st down and to move to chains.
Yeah, I mean, that'll move Curtis up to 7 carries and about 15 rushing yards by him. He'll run it every once in a while, and I guess he saw no better options. Good play by him, seeing it and taking the 1st down where it was given to him.
Curtis under center, play action, and he's going to hold on to the football. He's going to throw this one out. Pass is going to be caught by Arthur, and Mo Austin with the tackle, but not before they pick up a gain of 6.
Great tackle right there by Mo Austin. He waited for the receiver to have the ball. No pass interference is going to be called on him, but he tackled him as soon as he had control of the ball, just bringing him down with no chance.
DJ Arthur already up to 27 yards on 3 receptions. As Curtis throwing this one out to Johnson coming out of the backfield, he's got enough for the 1st down, and he gets all the way inside Ottawa territory to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, great check out right there, number 33. Scott Johnson. He just completely stretched out to the bottom of your screen, got past his defender, and pulled up for the 1st down, and then there's some just following up the outside line.
1st down and 10, a new set of chains for Annapolis as they are marching down on what is a great answering drive if they could get points on this one. Curtis, shotgun formation. He takes the snap. Offensive line holding up well. He throws it underneath. Pass is going to be caught by the tight end, Daniel, who gets all the way. Going to be 1 yard short. 2nd down and 1.
Hey, if you want, a 1st down play, that's what you want right there. Besides getting a 1st down, just getting right before that first down yard marker. Got just barely not enough, but 1 yard. You can give it to Johnson. Hopefully pick up another 1st down. 43 seconds ticking away in the 1st quarter.
2nd down and 1 for Cameron Curtis. Scott Johnson is lined up in the backfield. As Curtis drops back, the offensive line holding up, but he throws it to Daniel again, but this time it's going to be batted away and falling incomplete. Brody Gulch would get credited with the pass deflection.
Brody Gulch just stepping right in front of the tight end right there, seeing the balls coming and just batted down. Didn't look like he was actually trying to play the ball, just trying to play the player and make sure the ball gets nowhere in his hands. Good decision by him. They're 3rd and 1 and kind of pressured just outside of field goal range, really. See if they can get this first down.
Curtis, oh, they got somebody to jump, and oh boy, Brody Gulch lays a pop on Scott Johnson.
Nasty hit, but all for naught with the jump. You know, that's exactly a kind of easy break for them that Ottawa does not want to give away.
And they're going to call this one on Cam Frosby, who tried to get a head start, and they're going to flag him for encroachment. So easy 5 yards. And that's, again, enough to move the chains for the Annapolis offense, which is marching down the field, which is now coming in. I mean, they are marching this one as they're up to 8 plays with 42 yards. Annapolis had a 9-play drive earlier, but we've come to the end of the first quarter. Ottawa coming back to take the lead after Annapolis scored the first points of the game. It's 10-3. You're watching the SFL Minor League Playoffs on YouTube. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the start of the second quarter. Joining me is Dan Mitchell, Jeff Melanishin, and doing stats is JL Browning. Curtis chucking this out, and it falls off the hands. Mo Austin had a clear alley to take that one for a pick 6, but it falls off the hands.
Yeah, you see the corner playing his man perfectly, getting right in front of him and the ball. Ball was a little bit high for him to catch, and he couldn't just bring it down. But great just overall defensive play right there. Corner doing his exact job description. Now they're at 2nd and 10, though they're close to, that indefinite field goal range. And see if they can push it up a bit more.
One of these times, Curtis is going to throw this one out, and it will be picked off. So Curtis living dangerously here. Got to reel that in a little bit. He takes a shotgun snap on the 2nd down and 10 play. Pocket is collapsing, and down he goes for the first time in the ball game.
Well, you were asking when the first sack was going to be, Jeff, and it is right there. Great play right there by Derwin Nuevo. Number 3 in sacks for a reason, just eventually broke through his lineman and came right down on Curtis. Now they're 3rd and 16, which is exactly what Ottawa's defense needed to do.
For Nuevo yet again to get in there. As this is 3rd and long, Curtis taking a shot, and it falls off the hands and incomplete. Mo Austin again in coverage as they were looking for CJ Arthur.
And that was exactly what the Navigators needed to do, but it just didn't work out right there. It would have been a perfect play if it did, but nothing is perfect in this game of football. Now they're at 4th and 16, having to punt it away as they were so close to getting into a scoring position.
Are you kind of shocked that they're not going with a field goal and instead trying to pin them deep?
I don't think they want to give that the starting field position.
As the punt is away, they're going to let this one bounce, and it's going to be dead at the 4-yard line. And Ottawa and Javier Vasquez is going to have to travel 96 yards if they want to put some points on the board.
Yeah, that was a great stop by number 28, Underwood. Just bringing it down and immediately stopping as fast as he can so he didn't run into the end zone. Now, Ottawa's at a very nasty starting field position. The defense can turn this around. That was definitely the right call.
Vasquez will go under center. And it's going to be a handoff to Say, trying to bounce this one out wide, but instead he's going to be hit and dropped as Jeff Gagne, the outside linebacker, coming down and making the tackle for loss.
Right there, you see Say's numbers, over a century mark, basically before the second quarter, which is some crazy numbers, but that's what we're expecting to see in a playoff game when everything's on the line.
4-down lineman for the Navigators defensive line, and Vasquez will hand this off to Say, who's going to try to go up the middle, but he's going to be met by Hammer and Jeff Gagne, and he will only pick up a gain of 2.
Yeah, I'm surprised they gave him 2. I thought he was back a bit more, but the mark at 3rd and 9, not where Ottawa wanted to be as they're pinned so far back. If the Navigators can get a stop here and make them punt it away, they'll have a very nice starting field position.
3rd down and 9, another handoff to Say, the 3rd one, and he will only pick up a gain of 2. It's going to be a 4th and 6, and they're going to have to punt this one away So again, we went back and I asked you, should they went for the field goal? And it looks like they did the right call by punting them and pitting them at the 4-yard line.
Definitely. I think all the play callers right now and the Navigators are patting themselves on the back for a good reason. They're going to get some good starting field position from this punt and hopefully have another go at it for the end zone.
Tony Law will punt this one away. Jared Crow will return it, and he will get it inside perfect field position in the Ottawa 39-yard line, and that's where we will see Cameron Curtis come out for their next drive. So more importantly,
go ahead.
More importantly, what are you expecting for them to do on this drive? I know the running game probably hasn't been there as much as we would have hoped so.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely give it up to Scott Johnson at least once to keep Ottawa Cavalry on their toes, but I'm expecting to see some Curtis sidewinders out here.
First down and 10. He's going to patent those by the end of this game. Johnson getting a nice spin move, but only going to go for a gain of 3 before Mo Austin coming down and making the tackle.
Yeah, Mo Austin making a big name for himself, in this game. He's been all over, everything the Navigators do, and that's some great corner plays by him doing exactly what he has to.
2nd and 7 from the Ottawa 35-yard line, and Curtis will choose to go under center. Scott Johnson lined up in the backfield. Curtis, short drop, little sidearm flick, and C.J. Arthur with enough for the first down, goes all the way to the 27-yard line.
Jeff, at this point, it's not even like they had to punt away the ball with the starting field position they had and now the progression they've made. It's like the offense never left the field.
Yeah, right. No, more importantly, Cameron Curtis is still chucking this ball downfield. And that's exactly what you want to see from the Navigators. Oh, and he got another jump, and there goes Johnson. They'll only pick up a gain of 1, and they will accept that penalty and move him ahead 5 yards.
I think Curtis is changing up, just his ticks right now. He's throwing off Ottawa multiple times. Maybe, he's got some cool blue 32s coming out, and Ottawa's falling for all of them. But, free play right there, and now they get to move up again by just, a silly mistake.
And that's Cam Frosby, and that's his 2nd encroachment penalty of the game. And it's not like we're hearing Omaha's out here. So, obviously, give credit to Cameron Curtis, who's come out, and he saw something on tape, and he's taking advantage of it with Ottawa being a little, maybe trying to get a little jump on his read. And there it goes over the middle of the field, looking for C.J. Arthur again, but the coverage is there from Ottawa, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, Arthur definitely looked like he had a hand on that ball, but Mo Austin once again just covering these receivers like it's his everyday job, because they're on a leash right now. They can't get away from it.
Yeah, C.J. Arthur with 42 receptions, 587 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The 587 receiving yards is actually 3rd in the SFL minor league coming into the game. And there goes Johnson up the middle, getting enough of the first down all the way inside the red zone down to the 16.
Johnson just right there with a gut punch, finding a great opening right there in the A block. And, he had great blocks to start out and turned on some speed. Now they're at Ottawa's 16. They're moving downfield once again. Keep this march up.
I believe that was the first time they actually went inside that power goal line formation, and it actually worked out for him. As Curtis will fire this one coming with Scott Foster coming out of the backfield. He makes the grab. If the throw was a little bit on target, he would have probably picked up the first down, but instead it's going to go for a gain of 7.
Yeah, he definitely made something out of it, though, as he turned around. He's lucky it wasn't overthrown a bit, because it looked like his momentum was going to throw him out of bounds. Instead, he turns upfield for a good gain. Now they're just that much closer to scoring that 6.
Give a shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. Jeff Gagne, Cameron Curtis, Christopher Kamazak, excuse me, I'm getting that one wrong. Ashley Jackson, Doug Day, did see DM giving us a shout out for commentary. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As throwing to the end zone, what a catch! Cameron Curtis to the tight end Lawrence Perry.
Yeah, he is going to pat that sidearm. That was a sweet run right there. Great jumping catch for the touchdown. And now pending the extra point, this is a tie ball game once again. Things are going back to back to back. This is, a very high action, high paced ball game. I was expecting more of a stonewall defense, but I am not complaining.
again, just stuff that we have talked about before the game started, and it is kind of a defensive battle, but you're seeing these offenses trying to pick apart these defenses, and it's actually working a little bit. But man, that throw from Cameron Curtis to the backup tight end Perry, that is going to be one that you probably look back on and maybe, wow, Curtis can make that throw. Then maybe there's something in the draft that a team might want to take a shot on that.
If nothing else, it should be on the highlight reel for sure.
And here we'll see Larry Bars. He tacked on the extra point attempt to tie the game up at 10. And he will kick this one to get this game reset. 6:29 left to go. And Vandelay with the return will bring it up all the way past the 30 to the 32-yard line. But that last drive for Annapolis was 7 plays, 37 yards, which resulted in the 8-yard touchdown pass to Perry, the backup tight end.
And don't forget, because of the game result earlier, whoever wins this game is going to go on to the finals to fight the Madison Lynx in Chicago. So everyone's fighting with all their heart, and it sure is showing.
Escaz under center. Dropping back. Pocket is clean for now. He throws this one underneath. Pass is going to be caught by Butler Sr. It's going to go for a pickup of 5.
Yeah, the tight end's been pretty busy today. You know, Vasquez hasn't thrown it that much. He hasn't been the biggest playmaker. He's only 31 yards, but Butler Sr. is 22 of those 31 yards. Right now, he is the favorite target of Vasquez, and it is showing.
And someone we haven't really called out is Gene Valentine, who's been held without a reception so far in the game, and he's 5th in receptions, and he's came in 2nd in receiving yards, and we haven't seen him yet. And throwing it out, and it falls incomplete, as in coverage was Garrison Blue looking for Baker.
And that's probably why we haven't seen it, Jeff. Right there, the coverage on these players on both sides of the ball is amazing. You know, they're not letting up. This man coverage is tight as a leash, and they're not going anywhere that the defender does not want them to.
Third down and 5 for Vasquez and the Cavalry offense, throwing it out wide. Vandelay with the reception as he takes a guy out on his own sidelines, and it's going to be 1 yard short.
And it was just a little high for Vandelay. His momentum carrying him a little bit too much. If he could have turned that upfield, he could have easily had the first down. Instead, they're at 4th and 1. See him most likely going to punt it away, which is not what Ottawa's response wanted to be after that hot touchdown.
Yeah, we could talk about this game early on in this first quarter, first half, just the swings of momentum from both teams. You had the big run from Kevin Say. You had the touchdown throw from Curtis to the backup Perry, the tight end. And here, Cameron Curtis getting that ball back again. What magic does he have up that sleeve? Or I guess, what magic does he have in that arm?
Hey, we'll see. I'm guaranteeing at least a few sidewinders coming out, and I'm expecting Scott Johnson to run again. You know, he's had a few great breakaways, and they're going to utilize him at least to have a good adaptability and mix-up game against this Ottawa defense.
Curtis will start off on this first play in the shotgun empty set formation. He takes the snap. Pocket is clean, throwing this one across the middle. Pass is going to be caught. And getting close to the first down, that is going to be caught by the receiver, Chris Armstrong.
Yeah, right there we see, you know, Curtis isn't, scared of throwing it in a bit of coverage. He finds the dot in between the defenders and the receiver. And with that sidearm of his, he makes it happen. 2nd and 2 is a great place to be when you're starting your drive.
Have everything available to them in the playbook, and they're going to hand this one off. And going up the middle is Johnson, and they're going to mark him that he got a yard. It looked pretty close, but it's going to be 3rd and 1 when the game resets.
Yeah, Mike Coverson with the credited tackle right there. You know, I think they saw that I formation. They knew he was going to gut punch it again, and they were ready.
3rd down and 1 for Curtis and the Navigators offense. Goal line formation, handoff to Scott Johnson. He goes up the middle. He's got enough for the first down all the way up to their own 45-yard line. But that's the second time we've seen them go to that goal line formation, and Johnson's picking up yards.
Yeah, it looks like when he's got that good block, you see a nice sidestep by him getting around the last line defender to get that first down. Then he has some open room just for, a nice 6-yard gain after that. Now they're at their own 45. Once again, Navigators are just marching downfield.
5 of 9 on third down for Annapolis as they converted that one. They're up to 55% on third down conversions as Curtis taking a shot in the middle of the field. Pass is going to be caught. Going the other way. He breaks a tackle, and he's not going to break the last one. Ochoa all the way down to the 9-yard line.
Ochoa had some great plays last game when they were against the Lynx. Looks like he's coming out big again this time. Just a massive pass right there. You see Curtis just line up and have a good step back. He breaks the first contact, picking up almost another 5-ish yards. And now they're already in the red zone looking to score another 6.
Oh, Finnemore was the one that went the wrong way on the coverage there that let Ochoa get deep. And remember, he dropped a pass on the first play of the game, or the first reception for him, and it fell off the hands and incomplete. As here, Daniel does the same, and it falls off the hands.
Yeah, you see number 99 almost had his hands off the tip, too. Once again, Deontay Weiler, who's making a bit of a name for himself in this game alone, just getting around between him and Mo Austin. The line corners are just playing hot.
Already 2 pass deflections, but it's Mo Austin with 3 so far for the Cavalry defense. Second down and goal for Cameron Curtis. Split back shotgun formation. He throws this one outside Harmon. It's going to fall off the hands and incomplete. Coverage was there, but again, it does hit your hands. Those are the ones you're going to have to catch.
Yeah, once again, Ochoa dropping it. I mean, he made a big play earlier. He seems like he's mixing it up, drop, big play, drop. So you can get another big play, or if Curtis goes with something else.
On this third down and goal from the Ottawa 9, it will be a shotgun empty set formation for Cameron Curtis. Already up to 169 passing yards on the day. He throws it to the end zone, and it's bobbled, and it's going to fall incomplete. He had the receiver wide open in the end zone, but Chris Armstrong, who made run reception earlier on this drive, cannot get that one for the touchdown.
Couldn't keep his hands on it. The defenders almost had their hands off the tip. It was kind of just a huge bobble fest right there in the end zone, which is always just crazy to see. Now you'll see him go for, a chip shot field goal, see if they can put 3 points up.
Chalk that one up in everybody's minds if Annapolis, if something happens with Ottawa losing by 7, chalk that one up as something to remember. As the field goal attempt is through the uprights and good for Larry Barr, as he remains perfect on the season, even in the playoffs, and it's a 13-10 ball game with Annapolis regaining the lead.
Yep, putting Larry Barr up to 10-10. At least your field goal kicker can do their job. He does it well. 3:05 left in the second quarter. Plenty of time for Ottawa to march downfield or see if they can move quick with another Kevin Say breakaway.
He plays 64-yard drive, which resulted in the field goal from Larry Barr. And remember, going into the second half, Annapolis will get the ball to start. So this could be a big key drive for Ottawa. You want to take some time off the clock, but also you want to get some points.
Definitely, if they can keep it on the ground with Say while marching downfield, picking up the first downs, end the second quarter with scoring points, that is an ideal situation.
First down and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Vasquez under center, handoff to Say, trying to bounce this one out wide. He breaks off a tackle. He's trucking through guys, but he won't get past the diving tackle of Tank Hudd, but still enough. Gets all the way up to the 44-yard line. Kevin Say is on a mission in this game.
That was a solid 6 to 7 yards after initial contact right there on Say. He did not give up. He wanted that first down and then some. He is hungry for this ball and hungry for some more yards. You saw on the bottom of your screen, 19 yards per carry right now, averaging. Kevin Say, that is some monster numbers, even with 2 longs.
I like that Tank Hutt. I mean, the way that he chased down Kevin Say, that's not something we've seen in this game, not something easy to do. As Kevin say, will be bottled up. The defense for the Navigators finally got their compasses right and were able to tackle Kevin Say and hold him to no gain on the play.
You saw 98 Brock Craven and 94 Sean Crook really both go down on Say right there, just bringing him under the water for him never to get in the air again.
13-10 is the score. Annapolis on top of Ottawa here coming into the later rounds of the second quarter. We've actually hit the 2-minute warning with Annapolis on top 13-10. But Ottawa has the ball and they're looking to put some points on the board. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the final 2 minutes of the first half. Jeff Melanish and Dan Mitchell doing stats as JL Browning for us in the stats truck. Vasquez taking the shotgun snap, firing this one across the middle, but it falls off the hands and incomplete. The coverage was there. The defense for both teams, the secondaries, have made big plays, and there Solomon Kane comes up and breaks up that pass and going to set up the punt.
Yeah, right now you do have to shout out to both teams, corners and safeties, if they've been all over these receivers. You know, if it wasn't for this secondary, there would have been so many more plays, and the points probably would have been much higher on this scoreboard right now.
And the punting unit will come on. Tony Law will put this one to Jared Crow, who's going to be waiting for this one at the 15-yard line. And he'll bring it out all the way up past the 20 to the 22, and that's where we'll see Cameron Curtis. And boy, I mean, just the last couple of series that he's had, he's gotten points on all of them. Is there anything that Ottawa can do to slow him down?
I mean, they had 8-play, 64-yard, and then previously a 7-play, 37-yard for the touchdown. He's back-to-back right now. See if he can make it a hat-trick three-peat for some more points.
And they're going to go goal line formation. Scott Johnson will be getting the handoff here, going up the middle. Look at that block. Nice spin move, and he will pick up just enough for the first down. Shad Allen with the tackle.
You know, Scott Johnson is loving these just A sections, blocks down the middle, gut punches, picking up speed for the first down. The kind of player you don't really see that often, where they're going to push through that initial play, but then get a giant burst of speed and be an agile back.
First down and 10. Curtis dropping back from under center. Pocket is clean for now. He's hit as he threw the football, and it falls off the hands of Brody Gulch, who will get credited for his second pass deflection of the game.
Yeah, I know I was just talking about the secondary about a play or two ago, but you just shout out to all these defenses. Even though the score is 13-10, this score without both of these defenses playing as well as they have been would be much higher, and we'd be seeing an offensive shootout. Instead, we're seeing some real contested football, which is the best kind.
Second and 10 from their own 33-yard line. Curtis taking the shotgun snap. He's going to fire this one across the middle of the field. Pass will be caught by the receiver, Jared Crow. And it goes for a pickup of 6, and they're going to hurry this one up here on 3rd down and 4. They need to get the first down here to keep this play to drive alive. One-handed catch, and it's enough to move the chains for a first down. What a grab by Christopher Ochoa. And a big first down for Cameron Curtis and the Navigators offense, and they go hurry up here. Curtis, what a catch from C.J. Arthur, as enough to move the chains yet again. They're inside Ottawa territory to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, they're moving fast. I like their hurry-up rhythm. They were trying to throw the defense off, which they successfully did. Ochoa still following the pattern into an amazing catch after his last drop, and then C.J. Arthur he ran his route perfectly, and Curtis saw where he was going to end up.
First down and 10. That was a great use of the no huddle for Cameron Curtis and the Navigators offense. And here they go to Scott Johnson, who's got the blocking and gets past the 40 to the 37. Pickup of 9 on the play before he's going to be dropped. And they are going to go hurry up here. Saw something in the cavalry defense that they want to attack. And another handoff to Johnson, who bounces this one. And he's got more yards on this carry than the previous. And he gets all the way down to the 22-yard line before they burn their second timeout.
Yeah, Navigators using the perfect use of the hurry-up. Ottawa Cavalry's defense wasn't perfectly set up yet. They were still adjusting, and then they just had a perfect time to snap the ball, go for it, and Johnson got plenty of yards out of that use. Just playing mind games with the Cavalry right now. They have one timeout left, 23 seconds left in the first half. They'll get the ball back, but scoring points for them would be a perfect scenario just to get the ball back in the second half.
And on the other side of that, Ottawa looking to get the first turnover of the game. And it will come at a great opportunity here as Curtis is marching his team downfield, looking to get some points on the board. As Johnson will get the pass caught out wide, and he brings it in for a gain of 5. And they're going to go hurry up here. Curtis waiting for everybody to get set. As he will go under center here. He does. He drops back. There's Scott Johnson, the little makeshift screen, and he's got the blocking, and he's going to get all the way to the end zone. Brody Gulch just could make the tackle, and Scott Johnson gets into the end zone, and Annapolis looking to get the 10-point lead here late in the first half.
You know, Jeff, when I saw that play first develop, I was like, this is a terrible decision. They're checking it out. There's no way they're going to do anything with this. They're just going to burn the clock and have to go into halftime without scoring anything. Turns out that was completely wrong. Scott Johnson making it happen, pushing on through to the end, scoring that touchdown. They're up 19-10 right now, 20 pending the extra point. You know, it was a risky play call, but it worked out for them.
That little just waiting for Johnson to get out there, that could have helped the blocking get down there, and that's why it was almost like a makeshift screen, and the blocking was phenomenal on that whole drive down the field. You got to give credit to everybody on that offense for the Navigators. And here we've come to the end of the second quarter, come to the end of the first half with the score. The Navigators on top 20-10. Man, Dan, what a end to that first half, but more importantly, just that first half in general.
First half was just an amazing ball game. You've seen the stats here right now. You see Navigators 212 passing yards against the Cavalry's 135 rushing yards. You know, they're slightly on top. Navigators are in just total yardage right now, and that's why the score is what they are. Also, their time of possession, they've just been marching downfield, having some great ball control, knowing how to possess this ball, and so the Cavalry can't really get it back and manipulate it how they want. Why they're on ahead right now, but the Cavalry aren't that far behind. 10 points while it's more than a score. There's still a whole second half to play, and that's plenty of time, Jeff. Right now, both teams are playing, you know, some top-notch, hardcore football. Cavalry playing high-flying off Curtis's sidearm, doing some amazing throws. You know, one deep in the end zone just for a great jumping catch, you know, some sidewinders here and there. The Cavalry have just been marching downfield, you know, Kevin Say with some amazing breakthroughs. He's averaging some crazy yards right now. Right now, he has 137 yards at the end of the first half on 9 attempts, averaging 15.2 yards. That is some crazy numbers right there, and he's doing his job. But Scott Johnson's not letting up either. You know, he's made, just besides that last play, he's had great breakaways, just punching it down the middle and picking up first downs from just, you know, dives down the middle, which you're not normally expecting to see. You know, you expect to see 2-3 yard gains. He's like, no, I'm going to pick up 10. These games have been a crazy back and forth. Let's see if the Cavalry can step up their game. You know, their defense has been doing a great job. It's just Navigators have been throwing some crazy plays out there, taking some risks that have paid off.
212 passing yards. He's 20-34, 58% completion thus far in the game. 6.2 yards per average for his throws, 2 touchdowns, and 96.7 QBR. Meanwhile, Javier Vasquez, 40 yards, if you can believe it. He's 5 of 11, 45.5% passing completions. No touchdowns, no interceptions, 55.1 QBR. One that sticks out is Christopher Ochoa. He's up to 62 yards, 4 receptions on 7 targets. And yards per reception is 15.5. If he can hold that up, what a yards per reception that will be. But Jared Crow will bring the ball up to the 31-yard line. And we were talking, Cameron Curtis, what can Ottawa do? I mean, we talked about their defensive line, and it just looks like Curtis is just getting the ball away before the defensive line can get there.
Yeah, they really have 2 options right now. They can give it up to people like Mo Austin and Deontay Wilder. You know, they got to put pressure on Curtis while covering the receivers effectively. I know that sounds basic, but they just got to put more pressure, as we see. You know, just then run it up for an easy 4 yards right there by Scott Johnson, who's just been a huge player right now for the Navigators.
It's a nice spin move to pick up the extra yards. Looks like Ottawa had it bottled up, but That's been moved, able to break up the 4 yards, and they're 2nd down and 6. So Annapolis up to their own 36-yard line here as Curtis will go in the empty set shotgun formation. 4 down linemen for the Cavalry defensive line as Curtis takes the snap, firing this one. Pass is going to be caught across the middle of the field. Jared Crow with his 2nd reception, and it goes all the way up to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, that right there looked like Curtis kind of bent that ball, had a bit of a curve to it right into Crow's hands, setting up for an easy first down by them. Ottawa's defense definitely has to pressure Curtis more, or they're going to have to go for a turnover on interception.
Curtis empty set shotgun formation again, and the pass is going to be caught. And this time he missed the touchdown, but here he comes up with the reception. Chris Armstrong.
Once again, just living and dying by this sidearm of Curtis. And, you said it earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if he's on a lot of people's draft board who are looking for a quarterback right now. He may be a top contender.
1st down and 10 for Cameron Curtis. It's another drive out here for Cameron Curtis and the Annapolis Navigators offense. And here throwing it out to Nolan Pierce, the fullback. And he just gets back to the line of scrimmage as the Ottawa Cavalry defense was waiting for it.
Yeah, the Navigators are on Ottawa's 46 right now. Ottawa's probably best stop for without them risking any field goal or touchdown except for a crazy play. Navigators coming out in I formation.
2nd down and 10. Short drop for Curtis. Little sidearm chuck, flick of the wrist, and this one goes out to the man who caught the touchdown from Cameron Curtis, Lawrence Perry, with his 2nd reception.
I wish they showed a replay of that, because right there you saw Curtis was just getting swarmed by Cavalry defenders. He stayed cool in the pocket, saw his opening, and a nice, easy 6 yards by him.
3rd and 4 from the Ottawa 40-yard line now. Curtis under center. Scott Johnson is getting the handoff here. He's got some blocks out wide, but Brody Gulch will get the tackle, but not before Johnson picks up enough for the first down to the 33-yard line.
That time we get to see something we're not really used to Scott Johnson, a bit more of a stretch play out of him as he goes to the outside for once instead of gut punch down the middle, but he got the first down. And watch out, Navigators are marching down the field all over again.
1st down and 10. Curtis, short drop, and he's going to be hit and dropped for the 2nd time. And that's Scott Stover with his 1st sack of the game.
Yeah, that right there, kind of just a huge breakthrough by the defensive tackle. No one really stopped him on the line. I mean, they did, but they couldn't stop him as he pushed on through and grabbed Cameron Curtis by the chest and just threw him on the ground.
3.5 sacks now for Scott Stover on the season. And now it's 4 yards back at the original line of scrimmage, 2nd and 14. As Curtis under center, short drop again, and he's going to have to throw this one underneath to Johnson, and he's going to be hit and tackled by Deontay Wilder, the outside linebacker, coming down and holding Scott Johnson for no gain.
Seems like the Cavalry's defense has definitely stepped up a bit more. Maybe they're adapting and learning because now they're at 3rd and 14, and Navigators have to work something far. Either a perfect chance to put a stop here or possibly get a turnover if they're getting these receivers right.
Annapolis is 8 of 12 on 3rd down for 66.7%. We'll see if they can convert this one. Curtis firing it across the middle. Pass is going to be caught out wide by Jared Crow, and he only gets it to the 27-yard line, so we'll have to settle for a Larry Barr field goal.
Yeah, that was not best case scenario for Ottawa, but definitely a good case for them. They stopped the play, make sure they didn't get the first down, march downfield all over again as we get to see a field goal attempt come out of the Navigators.
4th and 4. And Larry Barr looking to stay perfect on the season. He's 10 of 10. He's got 2 made field goals in the game today. Snap is down. Kick is through the air. And it's through the uprights and good from 44 yards out as Larry Barr stays perfect. It's now a 23-10 ball game. We'll give a shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this 2nd game of the night for the SFL minor league playoffs between Annapolis and Ottawa. Jeff Melanish and Dan Mitchell in the booth, and doing stats for us is JL Browning. And boy, what a drive that was from Curtis to put more points on the board. It's now a 13-point game. And the kick from Larry Barr is away. That was a 10-play, 41-yard drive, which resulted in the field goal. As Vandelay trying to get something going, and he only gets the ball up to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, try to skim around the defender a little bit, trying to get a little sneaky there. If he broke out to the outside a bit more, maybe could have had it, but we'll never know. They start on the 28. This is the time for Ottawa's defense to get moving quick. I mean, they're less than 2 scores down right now, just under, in fact, 23. 2 touchdowns could put them ahead, and it's very possible with this much time left.
Is under center, empty set formation, 7-step drop. He's going to fire this one on an out route. Pass is going to be caught by the pass is going to be caught by Gene Valentine. That's his first reception of the game, and it comes here in the second half, and it's going to pick up a gain of 6.
And that's something kind of interesting to see. You know, I bet they're covering Gene Valentine, from at least what I've seen them recover him real well. When you have someone coming out with the number 2 pass yards in the league with 618 yards, you cover him, and you cover him hard.
At 4, maybe that could get Valentine going, and there goes Say trying to bounce this one up wide, and he's going to be hit and tackled by Eric Hammer, and he's only going to pick up a gain of 3 on the play. It's going to set up a 3rd down and manageable.
Hammer looking like a halfback out there right now. You know, he's running away from the offensive line to get after Say, and it worked out for him as he brought him down right before he got the first down.
3rd down and 1. Ottawa still looking to convert a 3rd down, and there goes Kamasek up the middle, and he will get enough for the first down as he gets up to the 40-yard line, pick up a 4 on the play.
I mean, that's exactly what you give him the money for. Punch it down the middle for an easy 1-yard gain for a first down. They're at their own 40-yard line, but with a new set of downs and plenty of time to work with, let's see what Ottawa will do.
1st down and 10. Vasquez under center, empty set formation. 7-step drop. He's going to fire this one on an out route again. Pass is going to be caught by Gene Valentine again as he takes another man out on his own sidelines. And it picks up a gain of 5 this time.
Bit of a love tap there on the sidelines, reminding his team who he is. But a great out route right there by them. Good pickup of 5 yards. Makes this a very manageable 2nd and 5.
Second down and 5 from their own 45-yard line. And there goes the handoff to Kevin Say. He's got the block from Kamasik, and he will get up for enough for the first down inside Annapolis territory to the 45.
Kamasek being the real MVP of that play. It was a great block by him, which just enabled Say to get that many more yards, picking up the first down and then some. You see a little bit of a sidestep by him, crossing midfield now, and Ottawa's moving down with a whole nother new set of downs once again.
Down at 10, and they are inside Annapolis territory. As Vasquez under center, Kamasik and Kevin Say are lined up in the backfield. Gonna be a handoff to Say, trying to bounce this one out, but instead he's gonna be wrapped up and tackled for a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, that time, you know, number 27 just wrapped him up, saw he was coming through as he tried to stretch it right there, and it didn't work out for him. Now they're at 2nd and 11, bit harder to see if Ottawa will actually pass, but they go to the power I.
Terrence Sales with the tackle for loss. 2nd down and 11. Handoff to Say, trying to bounce this one out the other side this time, and he bounces it inside, and Rochester is waiting for him. But still, picking up positive yards as Kevin Say is going to set up a 3rd down and 4.
And pickup of 7 yards is nothing to bat your eye out. 3rd and 4, it's manageable. It's an interesting yardage to be in the playbook. See what Ottawa does here. I mean, trending, they'll probably do another run, but nice to see a pass to come out quads, 2 left, 2 up.
3rd down and 4. Looking to convert their 3rd down, and throwing it across the middle. Pass is going to be caught. Gene Valentine running the slant route, able to get the positioning on the defensive back and enough to move the chains now down to the 34-yard line.
That was some interesting pass right there, Jeff. I couldn't see that clearly. It looked like it was kind of just like right down the middle to right down the middle, a few like 3-yard catch.
Now Vasquez under center. Kamazik and Say will get the handoff, and he will only go for a pickup of 1. before making the tackle will be Jeff Gagne with his second.
Yeah, Jeff Gagne really picking up Say's number, getting around him. See when as soon as he tries to break that line, he's right in front of his face. Now they're at 2nd and 9, but watch out. Ottawa's moving downfield, even if it's a bit risky how they're doing it. It's working.
2nd down and 9 from the Annapolis 33-yard line. Annapolis looked like they were going to bring the heat, but they about to dropped out of it, and it's going to looking for Gene Valentine, but it falls off his hands, and a first drop for him of the day.
Yeah, it seems like it was kind of in his hands, but he was just all around defenders. Couldn't quite keep it on it. Kind of lucky it wasn't a tip right there into someone else on the defender side. Instead, they get 3rd and 9 on this longer play, 3rd down.
And they convert their third straight 3rd down on this drive. We'll see as Vasquez taking the shotgun snap. Got to fire this one. Pass is going to be caught as he threads the needle. And what a grab. And that's enough to move the chains as the receiver, Harry Harper, with his first reception.
Oh, what a time to shine right there. Was not expecting this come out. Slant route right down the middle. It worked out, though, because Vasquez saw he was open, tried to thread it a bit, and it worked out. Now they're at the red zone as the Navigators 20. See Kevin Say probably come out with a new set of downs.
And more importantly, Vasquez made that throw between Eric Hammer and Solomon Kane, and he was able to convert it. And 1st down and 10 inside the red zone for Vasquez. He's going to fire this one from coming under center. Kevin Say with enough to get close to the line, move the chains. He's going to set up a 2nd down and 2, and they're taking a page out of Annapolis's playbook on offense.
Yeah, that right there is also a perfect check pass in my book because he kind of threw it perfectly right into his hands without Say having to break any momentum, which enabled him to pick up 8 yards.
Get down and 2, full house in the backfield, and there goes Kevin Say. He's going to get close. He's going to be 1 yard short as Jeff Gagne getting the tackle.
Yeah, I said it earlier. Gagne has Say's number, and he's in front of his face when he tries to cross that line of scrimmage. They're at 3rd and 1. See if they go for another fullback dive like they did earlier, or if they have something else in their playbook they want to try.
They go full house backfield on this 3rd down and 1, looking to convert their 4th straight 3rd down. But does the defense for Annapolis get the stop? We'll see. Kevin Say going up the middle. He bounces it, and he's going to be hit and dropped on the play. And coming out, Azazello from his free safety spot coming down and making the play.
Yeah, they knew the run was coming. They brought down their secondary. That's exactly what they had to do as they saw the play stretch out. Say couldn't go anywhere as he got wrapped up by Zello. They may be going for it, though.
Got to risk it to get the biscuit here. And Ottawa looking to potentially, no, they will just burn their timeout here and probably settle for the field goal.
Odd timeout burn, as they could have just waited for the 3rd quarter to end, but I guess they have a different idea.
Yeah, especially being down 13 points. That timeout could come back to bite them as we're, still in the 3rd quarter, 2 seconds left to go, but you got the whole 4th quarter, and you never know when you're going to need those timeouts.
Yeah, definitely as you get down to a close game, those timeouts become precious.
Amy Shalizzi will come on to attempt the field goal here, make it still a 2-point game, but inch closer, and it's through the uprights and good from 28 yards out. It's now a 23-13 game, 10-point lead for Annapolis.
Yeah, as you said, Jeff, it's still a 2-score game, but points are points. It's closer now because with another, 2 scores, they'll be ahead, or they can try and work out with field goals. Now we come to the end of the 3rd quarter.
The end of the 3rd quarter, Ottawa just tacked on 3 points to draw within 10, but the Navigators will get the ball to start the 4th quarter. We'll be back right after this. As we are back to start the 4th quarter, the final quarter, to see who will meet Madison for a chance at glory in getting the first SFL minor league championship. Annapolis with a 10-point lead as Jared Crow will bring the ball out to the 26-yard line. Jeff Melanich and Dan Mitchell joining me in the booth. JL Browning doing stats for us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on YouTube. Mike and Proda, Greg Soto, Scott Stover, Cameron Curtis, Ronnie Mickens, Vincent Mine, Darwin Villarian is in there as well, Scott Covender, Nathan Hall, Scott Johnson making an appearance, Finn James, Hike the Earth. Thank you guys so much. Cameron Curtis in there as well. And the throw out from Cameron Curtis to Scott Johnson. And Calvary were ready for it. And there it only goes, luckily, for no gain.
Yeah, they're going to have to move, and they're going to have to move quick. Calvary's defense has to be hungry. There's still time left, but time is ticking down. And with only 2 timeouts to their name, it's got to be either a turnover or some 3-and-outs.
No turnovers in the game thus far. Curtis throwing this one on the out route, but it falls off the hands of Ochoa yet again. Might have seen the defender jump in front, and maybe his concentration got a little lapsed there.
Yeah, the defender did get his hand on it, but if we're following the Ochoa just legacy right here in this game, he was due for a drop, and now he's due for a great catch as it's been back and forth by him. Don't want to be at a 50% breaking even, but when you have, the catches that he has, it kind of works out for the Navigators. But now they're at 3rd and 10, so defense should be expecting a pass.
Ed Banker was the corner that jumped in front of Ochoa. 3rd down and 10 for Curtis. He takes the shotgun snap. He's going to fire this one, but off the hands of C.J. Arthur. Normally a sure-handed receiver, and there it bounces off the hands. He would have been short either way of the first down. But here, 4th down and 10, and we'll have to see the punting unit for Annapolis come on the field.
And those few yards could come back to bite them, even with a completion pass, but getting thrown down before the first down, he would have been a few yards ahead. And I got to punt it from their own 26.
The punting unit and Rand Fulman will come on to punt this one away to Art Vandelay. There's the snap. The punt is away. Vandelay is going to be waiting for this one at the 39-yard line, and he only brings it up to the 43. So this is the best field position that Javier Vasquez and company on the offense for the Cavalry have had to start any possession.
Yeah, let's see if they can capitalize it. I know we're expecting a lot to say, and he doesn't have as much field to work with now, which is good for him. See if he can get another breakaway, or if they try that pass game that they were trying last drive. They have definitely a bunch of options.
Say up to 157 rushing yards on 16 attempts. Vasquez, full house backfield. He's going to throw this one on the out route. Pass is going to be caught by Gene Valentine for a gain of 4. We haven't really called his name that much until the 3rd quarter and here into the 4th.
Yeah, it seems like they had a little bit of a talk during halftime. They wanted to pass up a bit more, which is not a bad idea at all. Good out route by them. Quick pickup of 4 yards. If they can do that again, they can get that much closer for a say run-in, or mix it up with a say run-in now.
2nd and 6 for Javier Vasquez, and they got somebody to jump, and there goes Kevin Say. He's got enough for the first down, dragging defenders inside Annapolis territory.
Yeah, I think the defenders kicked themselves right there, which caused a hesitation. Even though there's a penalty, you can't give up on the play, because something like that will happen. Well, they'll turn down the penalty most likely now because they got that much more yardage.
Brock Craven was the one that was flagged for encroachment. That's the 3rd encroachment penalty of the ball game. And something's got to give. Annapolis is coming in on a 3-game winning streak. Meanwhile, Ottawa is on a 2-game losing streak. So one of these streaks is going to come to an end today. Or it's either going to be Annapolis is going to lose their streak, or Ottawa is going to change their streak. We'll see what happens as the throw out here. And he will get a gain of 5 on the play. That's Kevin Say down to the 37-yard line.
I got what you were saying, Jeff. But yeah, great quick 5-yard. Ottawa's moving. They're marching downfield again. Maybe they're taking a page out of the Navigators' book. They're not doing anything crazy. They've had some good runs, but they are at the Navigators' 37. That's a good place to be.
2nd down and 5 for Vasquez as he's under center. There goes Say trying to bounce this one, but instead he takes it right up the middle where his blocking was, and he able to get a yard on that one. As you take a look at Garrison Blue, who gets the tackle.
Number 96 thought he was, doing some track and field, just jumping over the Say as he was already being tackled.
3rd down and 4. Can they convert another 3rd down conversion here? Ottawa converting other 3rd downs in the second half as Kamasic trying to get the draw play going out wide, but instead the defense for the Navigators getting the stop and the tackle for loss and sending out the punting unit for Ottawa.
Yeah, Sean Crook just breaking the line real quick and Say couldn't go anywhere.
See the punting unit come on for Ottawa. Yes, it's going to be Tony Law trying to pin the Navigators deep like the Navigators did to them in the first half. And they're going to let this one bounce inside the 10, and it's going to die at the 1 yard line. Somebody give Tony Law a contract.
That was a punt if I've ever seen one. The bounce perfectly, no player even touched it. Just bouncing out at the 1. Absolutely perfect punt. And now, the Navigators are playing in a very nasty position. And it's a great turnover potential right now for Ottawa.
99 yards away from the other end zone is Cameron Curtis, and there they will hand it off to Scott Johnson, who will take it up the middle, but Deontay Wilder was waiting for him, but not before Johnson picks up a gain of 2.
He did pick up 2, which gives him a little bit more breathing room, but not much, because when your quarterback's throwing out of their own end zone, you definitely have some sweat rolling down the back of your neck. It is a not fun place to be.
Curtis under center. Johnson is in the end zone 3 yards deep, but Curtis is going to throw this one, and it's going to be bottled up in the air. Deontay Wilder had a chance at another interception, but it falls harmlessly to the turf.
That was just jumping off the helmet to the shoulder pads to the other player and just going all around. It was just tip drill central right there. Now they're back at this 3rd and 8, still throwing and or handing off from their own end zone.
3rd down and 8, looking to convert a 3rd down. It's going to be a long ways if they want to do it. It's Curtis in his end zone, firing it on an out route, but Mo Austin with another pass deflection, looking for C.J. Arthur, but Mo Austin, man, he's having a big game.
And it was just that close. If he picked that off, that would have been a pick 6.5 right there. He had it all just day into the end zone, but he just batted it down, which still better than the receiver catching it. Now they're 4th and 8, having to punt it away from their own end zone.
Brand Fullman with his shoes, that back of his shoes on the white, but he kicks the punt away to Vandelay, and we already called this one almost a series ago where they had great field position, but now Ottawa gets even better field position as they're inside Annapolis territory. And again, we saw this in the first half where Annapolis pinned Ottawa deep and then got the stop and then got the ball back in perfect prime real estate, and they went down and scored a touchdown. And we'll have to see if Vasquez and the Ottawa offense does the exact same as what happened to them in the first half, as he goes under center and he's going to throw this one on a slant route. Pass is going to be caught. Leonard Butler Sr. with the grab.
Yeah, Butler Sr. had some big gains in the first and second quarter. Seems like they're throwing out to him again, which is a great idea. Pickup of 6, as you said, and they're just moving downfield. They're already at the 28, but they don't want to settle for a field goal. They want to get in that end zone. It's the quickest way for them to get back in this ball game quickly.
2nd down and 4 from the 28-yard line of Annapolis. Kevin Say trying to get something going. He tries to do a spin move, but it doesn't work. As Kane coming down and making the tackle, but not before Kevin Say picks up a gain of 2.
I didn't even see how Say broke out of that initial line block. He kind of spun around it and just broke through the line, which was surprising enough. Now they're at 3rd and 2, most like a handoff from Say, but that's what the Navigators are expecting.
3rd down and 2, full house again for Ottawa, and Eric Hammer comes in and gets the tackle on Kevin Say. Beautiful wrap-up tackle, holding him to no yards on the gain, and it's going to be 4th down and 2, and we'll have to see Shalizzi for a field goal attempt.
Hammer loves when they throw that stretch play. He's right on the halfback as soon as he sees it go to the outside, and he brings them down. That's his just bread and butter right there.
Shalizzi 2-2 on the night. Looking to inch a little bit closer. Down 10. Could make this 7. Snap low. And she gets the kickoff. It's through the air. And it's down the middle. 42 yards out. And we're now at a 7-point ball game. Annapolis still up on top. 23-16.
That was a kick and a half. You know, you had to work with not the best snap in the world right there. But, you know, put it down and then kick it straight through 16. It's a 7-point ball game. And it's definitely in there, but the defense has to step up in this last 5 minutes and 32 seconds of the fourth quarter.
We'll see Shalizzy get this game back underway as the kick is through the air. Jared Crow waiting for it. He fields it inside the 10-yard line, bringing this one out. Nice spin move, and he's going to bring this one up close to the 30, to the 29 as well. They'll mark him down. But more importantly, we are getting into that. Little bit of time left, 5:27 left to go. Still a couple drives left for each team. What are you looking for Annapolis on this drive?
Right now, all I can imagine is Scott Johnson handoffs. That's all they are probably gonna do. They'll probably mix it up every once in a while, but I don't think they want to risk a turnover. Definitely it's when it's a one-score game right now.
First down and 10, 7-step drop. Curtis throwing this one, and it's going to be bottled away. And it's going to fall harmlessly to the turf. That's Deontay Wilder again with another pass deflection. But sometime this Ottawa team is going to get their hands on these tips, and it's going to be going back the other way.
Yeah, make that number 4 for Deontay Wilder. Mo Alston also with 4. They've had plenty of chances, and just no one's been able to rein it in and grab that ball. And it's kind of bought them because they've had a few chances for pick sixes now.
Curtis still living dangerously through the air, though. And there goes Scott Johnson bouncing this one outside. He's got nice blocking down there. Look at that speed, and he's going to get inside. Ottawa territory to the 43. And Sean Allen having to make another probably touchdown-saving tackle.
That right there brings Scott Johnson over the century mark at 107 yards. You know, great just awareness, finding the stretch all the way to the bottom end and just picking up a nice chunk of yardage right there. You know, they're in a good position, and Ottawa's going to have to put a stop pretty much at this set of downs if they want to stay in this game.
Cameron Curtis under center, dropping back 5 yards, pressure in his face, but he throws this one. Oh, and there's a fumble, and it's going to be picked up by Ottawa, and they got that's what they needed, as Ochoa with the reception, but got hit and fumbled the football. And man, what a play Ottawa needed to get this momentum back on their side.
Everyone, you just see everyone shocked when they see it stop. Everyone just stops for a moment as soon as the ball hits the ground. And then you just see a mad dog pile. Everyone jumping for the ball. And Ottawa, who is closest to it, ends up. And you see, oh, now the Navigators are challenging that, I guess, for a pass incompletion.
Hey, you kind of have to at this point. I mean, you're either giving Ottawa the ball back with plenty of momentum and time to get the game tied with a touchdown. But here, you got to wonder, did Ochoa make a football move? I believe we saw this in the game between Annapolis and Madison last week, if I remember correctly.
He definitely made a move, at least in my opinion. He tried to bring that ball in. He almost brought it in, made a few steps. And the play stands according to R62. So then you see the Navigators losing out on that challenge, and Ottawa retains possession of that ball, and that is exactly what they needed.
And we talked about this with Ottawa taking that timeout in the third quarter. Now both teams with 2 timeouts left to go. This is going to set up for the last 5 minutes being one heck of a game. And it's been one heck of a game, but these last 5 minutes are going to be pretty nerve-wracking for everybody. If you're an Ottawa fan or player or coach or Navigator player or coach or fan, as getting the handoff and make a couple spin moves as Kevin Say picking up the first down, and now at their own 48-yard line.
Say's definitely feeling the momentum. We saw the fumble. He's happy his defense forced that fumble into picking the ball back up, and he's using all of that momentum to his advantage, picking up the first down. And you see more of that. We may have a tie ball game. Who knows? Maybe some overtime in the semifinals.
Oh man, I don't know if the chat can handle overtime. I know my heart probably can't handle that overtime. But here we go, first down and 10 for from the Ottawa 48-yard line. Kamasic with the carry and getting inside it. The Navigators' territory to the 48-yard line, pick up a 4.
Yeah, they crossed that midfield, so it's now, all offense all the way. Good fullback dive right there for pick up of 4 yards. See if they keep on this ground game.
Looks like they will with the full house backfield. Vasquez under center. 4 defensive down linemen for the Navigators. And there goes Kevin Say with the blocking. He's got enough for the first down and getting inside the 40 to the 39 of Annapolis.
I'm surprised he even turned back down to midfield right there. I thought he was going to go out and maybe get around a bit more, play that outside line, but I guess in the moment he decided not to. He did get wrapped up, but not until after picking up the first down. Seems like Ottawa's moving, and they're moving quickly.
First down and 10, new set of chains. As Vasquez still remaining under center. Probably going to be the Kevin Say show. He gets the handoff, but boy, oh boy, they were waiting for him in the backfield. As Mark Rasden getting his big paws around him and dropping him for a loss of 3.
Yeah, Rasden there all the way. They've been handing off to Say constantly. That's what you're going to get if you don't ever throw it in the air. I know they don't want to take that risk right now, but if you keep it to Say, the defense will get wise on you.
2nd and 13 from the Navigators' 41-yard line. Coming up with 3 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. Vasquez throwing this out wide to Valentine, who turns it upfield and gets close to the first down. He's going to be 1 yard short, but what a throw from Vasquez to get the pass out to Valentine and even have enough to turn it upfield.
That was a beautiful turn upfield. I really thought with the out route he was just going to follow his momentum and go out, but he does not. Doesn't pick up the first down, but sets up a beautiful 3rd and 1.
And again, back to the full house backfield. Vasquez under center. And going to be a handoff to Say. Trying to stretch this one, and he's going to be hit and tackled for no gain on the play. And coming down from his safety spot, that's Solomon Kane with another tackle.
I think this is a make it or break it moment right here. I think they have to go for it, Jeff.
And it looks like they're going to go for it. And another full house backfield. Vasquez under center. Can the Navigators get another stop here? 4th down and 1. Big play coming to the 2-minute warning. The handoff to the fullback. Kamasic with the carry and getting enough for the first down and moving the chains.
Just barely, what barely is all that matters. Just hand it off to the fullback for just the biggest dive of his career up to this moment right there. And they make it now. New set of downs on the 28.
First down and 10. This will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. It'll be thrown underneath to Kevin Say. He breaks out of a tackle, but he's not going to be getting past the second one as he gets a pickup of 7. But we've come to the last 2 minutes of this playoff game between the number 3 Annapolis Navigators and the number 2 Ottawa Cavalry. You guys won't want to go anywhere the last 2 minutes with Ottawa marching down the field coming up right after this. Jeff Melanishin, Dan Mitchell, JL Browning doing the stats. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this matchup of the Simulation Football League Minor League Playoffs. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on YouTube. We got the last 1 minute and 54 seconds left of the 4th quarter with Ottawa 3 yards away from a first down. They're inside the red zone. There goes Kevin Say. Handoff. He's got enough for the first down. A spin move. Probably didn't have to, but he's inside the 15 to the 13.
Kevin Say had 198 yards and a touchdown, 2 yards away from a 2-century mark in this game, which is huge numbers right there. And, if he can get it on a touchdown, just make it all the merrier. 7-point game right now, and 1:30 left, clock ticking down.
Madison waiting for the winner of this game. The game will be in Chicago. Throw it underneath. Pass is going to be caught by Kevin Say, who picks up a gain of 7.
Yeah, quick turnaround for Say. He even pushed upfield a bit more, for a 7-yard gain. Then now at the Navigators 6.
2nd and 3 from the Navigators 6-yard line. Coming up with a minute left to go. Vasquez, full house in the backfield. Handoff to Say, who's going to be hit and dropped in the backfield. The Navigators were waiting for that play call. Rochester getting in the backfield and dropping them for a loss of 4.
Yeah, between Rochester, Gagne, and Radson, all three of them, no one says he's coming out for that bottom out stretch play, and he can't go anywhere with it. And then pulling them back a bit more, 3rd and 6 now. Pretty much 2 attempts. They shouldn't go for a field goal, not with 53 seconds left.
They called their second timeout, so they got 1 left. Vasquez gonna have to throw it. 3rd down and 6. He's in the shotgun. Got trips to the top of the formation. He takes the shotgun snap, throwing it, but it's going to be in coverage, looking for Art Vanderlane. It falls incomplete, as Sales was the one in coverage for the Navigators.
4th and 6. This is kind of just the moment, Jeff. We're here. They have to go for it. If they don't, it will just be a shame. This is on the line, the semifinals. You cannot have a better setup than this.
This is for the ball game. 4th down and 6. They can get a first down. They'll have to get to the 3-yard line, though. Vasquez throwing it to the end zone. Pass is going to be caught for a touchdown.
In coverage, nonetheless. Gene Valentine hasn't shown up in the first half, really. Second half, he's here all the way, coming in for pending the extra point. The game-tying touchdown, less than 50 seconds left. Beautiful throw and catch happening right there. This is some big moments right now in SFL minor history.
Gene Valentine with his 5th touchdown, and you know that touchdown was probably the best one and the greatest one that he's felt of the 5 that he scored. Is this one pending the Amy Shalizzi extra point attempt? We could have a tie football game. The kick is through the air, and it's through the uprights, and good. We are all knotted up at 23.
It is a great one right now, Jeff. The tempo died a little bit. Ottawa was under for a bit, but they didn't give up. They know this is their first playoffs. It's everyone's first playoff, first season, first inaugural season. No one's giving up. 47 seconds left. This is a ball game here.
16-play, 99-yard drive, which resulted in a 9-yard pass touchdown from Vasquez to Valentine, as Crow will bring this one out to the 27-yard line with 44 seconds left to go. The whole chat is buzzing. Mike and Proda, Demora Gaming, Michael Percoco, Nightwings owner is even in there. Kamazik, we've seen you a couple times. Mike and Proda, Ronnie Mickens, Derek Majors, Twin Screw, Doug Day, everybody else tuning in. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this minor league playoff action between the number 3 Annapolis Navigators and the number 2 Ottawa Cavalry. This one's going to come right down to the wire. Curtis flicking of the wrist and throwing it out to Ochoa, as he has 3 drops on the day and the fumble. But here, first, they're going to mark him incomplete.
Oh, wow. Oh, the booth is reviewing the play. I would definitely review that play. I don't know if you had a foot in or not. I thought that was just your standard out route coming out. See what R62 says on this replay challenge.
Yeah, I thought it was caught as well. I don't even think there was even a hint of even trying to challenge that one.
He's in. Unless that other foot was floating in the air, can't imagine this not being in.
After review, the pass has been ruled complete. The catch was made prior to going.
Pass is over. The ruling is overturned, so it is a completion to Ochoa.
I mean, that's what we thought. Nothing real surprising there, though they do review any questionable play this late happening out. And, I think the Navigators will take everything and get 7-yard gain right there. 2nd and 3 on their own 33, but they only have 40 seconds to work with something.
It looks like they're going to want to run this football with Scott Johnson, but they could sneak in a pass, and they will. Scott Johnson will get it coming out of the backfield, but waiting for him was Deontay Wilder with the tackle. And they're going to go hurry up with 3rd and 3 with under 30 seconds left to go. Curtis dropping back. He's going to fire this one out. There goes Nolan Pierce, and he takes a shot on the play as Dakota Johansson coming down and making the tackle for Ottawa. And it's going to be 4th down and 3. And with 23 seconds left to go, Ottawa takes their final timeout. So they got no timeouts left, but they will get the football back.
They want them to punt it away. They don't want to go into overtime, I think, because no one wants to go in overtime. Overtime is nerve-wracking. It's crazy. It's sudden death. If they can get this ball back, move quickly downfield, it's their best option, but we'll see what will happen.
Oh, and they came for the block, but they're able to punt this one away. As Fullman getting it off, and there goes Vandelay, and he will be stopped. And at his own 33-yard line, what are you expecting, Dan, from Javier Vasquez on this drive?
They have to pass it. They haven't been pass heavy all game, but if there's ever a moment to switch up your game plan, it's a tied ball game in the playoffs, the semifinals, no less. 14 seconds to go. It is just all on the line right here. It is a crazy one.
First down and 10 from their own 33-yard line. Vasquez, shotgun formation. He takes the shotgun snap. Pocket is perfect. He throws it out. Pass is going to be caught by Vandelay. Pickup of 8 as the coverage was blanketed by Sales, but somehow Vandelay came down with it.
Yeah, great decision right there by Javier Vasquez. You know, he was, even if this was out of bounds, I respect that decision. He couldn't find anything, so he went with the out route that would stop the clock.
They will
You'll see another replay
one. Yeah, we'll have to take a look to see. That was just great pocket awareness from Vasquez, able to step up in the pocket. Yeah, I believe Vandelay got it put down. I know you want to make sure you get the call right, which is exactly what we want the minor league officials to do. But at some point, it is taken away and making this game slow down a little bit more, and possibly giving some timeout to Ottawa. That maybe, I mean, he was out of bounds anyway, but still giving them a chance to regroup.
Yeah, you know, you take what happens. They overturned it, actually, so now it's 2nd and 10, ruled incomplete. Didn't get the good footage. Sometimes that footage on the replays isn't directed downward, where all we want to actually see is the feet.
10 seconds left to go. Play action for Vasquez. He's going to fire this one to Gene Valentine, who makes the reception, but he's going to be bobbled up and tackled, and that will take us
overtime.
We got overtime in the last playoff game of the minor leagues between the Navigators and the Cavalry. If your hearts are through the roof right now, just wait for this overtime, as the Navigators, they choose heads, and we'll see if they made the right call. And the Navigators will receive, which means Ottawa will punt the football away. And so, for overtime, you know how we do it here in the SFL. Even in the minor leagues, the first one to score wins the game. So the Navigators getting the ball, getting some early momentum in the overtime session. Both teams will get 2 timeouts. And 11 minutes are up on the clock, and we will play this one. This is going to go until we get a winner, guys. And there goes Jared Crow. He brings it out to the 29-yard line. And everybody putting up their 5s in the chat. We got overtime. Oh, boy, I can't wait. The Annapolis Navigators will get this one. What are you expecting on this first drive for Annapolis?
Right now, they have to be pass heavy. Right now, all they want to do is get in field goal. Anyone who doesn't know, sudden death, first score, no matter what it is the winner of this game. And this is a game to win. So whoever gets pretty much in field goal range and they're comfortable first will win this game if they end up scoring.
Cameron Curtis takes a shotgun snap. Pocket was collapsing, but throws it to Scott Johnson coming out of the backfield. And he picks up a gain of 4.
Right there, you're seeing the numbers. Cameron Curtis, 271. Javier Vasquez, 133. He's picked up most of that yardage actually pretty recently, as they've been forced to just throw the ball, and it worked out for them as it scored them the game-tying touchdown that led to this overtime right here.
And remember, if anybody's just joining us, Annapolis had a 13-point lead that deteriorated in the second half. And a throw out from Curtis to Johnson coming out of the backfield goes for only a pickup of 2 on the play. Going to be a 3rd down and 4.
And I know everyone at home, their blood's running, my blood's running, Jeff's blood's running, the adrenaline is pumping. This right here is exactly what you want to see out of the SFL, and in the playoffs, no less.
Madison is just waiting to see who's going to be playing them. And the pass falls, and it's going to fall incomplete. Luckily, Cameron Curtis' arms was moving forward, and it falls incomplete. Nuevo was there with the pressure, and we'll see Rand Fullman come on to punt the football back to Ottawa.
3 and out, quick and easy by the Ottawa Cavalry defense right there. What they needed, they didn't give the Navigators any chance to move at all. Now they have to punt it away. And the Navigators' defense are going to have to come up and clean up if they don't want the Ottawa having this amazing comeback victory. Maybe Annapolis can come back from this overtime and do what they have been doing.
Foreman's punt is away, and Vandelay will signal the fair catch at the 29-yard line. So this is where we will see Javier Vasquez with his first drive in the overtime session. Not much from Cameron Curtis, 3 and out. And we'll have to see what Ottawa can do. The defenses for both teams have come to play despite the 23-23 score. Both teams getting stops, much needed, holding the opposing team in the red zone as well for field goals. So we'll see what the Navigators defense can do on this drive as the offense, and Vasquez throwing this one on the first play. Pass is going to be caught, and just like that, that's a pickup of 8.
You know, I was about to say, with a new clock in overtime, I was expecting to see some Kevin Say action. You know, I have plenty of time to work with something safe, but no, Ottawa's coming out here and they're not playing anymore. They're going to throw the ball to whoever they see. They'll hand it off to C when they want to. They'll do what they want.
Benjamin Warner with his first reception goes for 8 yards. Full house backfield. There goes Kevin Say having to dodge his own lineman. Breaking out of a tackle. He's loose. He's got enough for the first down and getting up to the 42-yard line.
Kevin Say making something out of a -0 right there. He should have been tackled back 3-4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but he gets a great block. Great just breaking away from contact, picking up the first down, and they're at their own 42.
Full house backfield yet again for Vasquez and the offense for the Cavalry. 4-down lineman for the Navigators. Hand off to Kevin Say. He breaks out of it, and he's still loose, and he's going to be picking up a gain of 3 on the play before he's going to be tackled by Mark Rasden.
Once again, Kevin Say is hungry right now. Even after these contacts, he keeps moving. He knows what's on the line, and he doesn't care. He wants this victory, and so do the rest of the Ottawa Cavalry, but don't count the Navigators out because everyone's hungry for this victory. This is a match of the century right now.
2nd and 7 from their own 45-yard line. Vasquez will hand it off to the fullback, Kamazik, and he will get up to no gain on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 8, still at their own 44-yard line. Great job by Eric Hammer and the defense for the Navigators.
That right there, fullback down the middle, but the Navigators line did not let up as they just bring him down. 3rd and 8. Ottawa's at a nasty point right here. They'll have to throw it as they throw quintuplets out.
Empty set under center. Vasquez throwing it off his back foot. What a diving catch from Art Vandelay all the way down to the 31-yard line of Annapolis.
Art Vandelay throwing his life on the line for that ball right there. The ball was a solid 2-3 yards in front of him. He did not care. There were 3 defenders surrounding him. He laid it all out. Beautiful catch by Art Vandelay as they get to right about the 30. The 31 is where the ball is marked down.
Holy cow, Art Vandelay. What a grab. And now full house backfield once again for Vasquez and the Cavalry offense. And there goes Kevin Say. He's got the edge, but Hammer with the tackle, holding him to a gain of 4.
And this right here is where you get very interesting in this overtime. All you need to actually do is score a field goal. So it's wherever Amy Shalizzi says she's comfortable is where this game could end.
They are within her range as well. 2nd down and 6 from the Annapolis 27-yard line. There goes Kevin Say trying to bounce it out, but he's going to be hit and dropped. Sales, the backup corner, with the tackle for loss.
All I can see them doing right now is running another safe play with Say, see what he can do, see if he can pick up a few extra yards, and then give it all on the foot of Amy Shalizzi, and see if she can win the game-winning kick.
3rd down and 7. It looks like Vasquez is going to call a passing play as he's in the shotgun empty set formation. He takes the snap, throwing this one out. Pass is going to be caught, but only a short pickup. And it's only going to go for a gain of 2 on the play, but it's going to set up a 4th down and 5. And here we are at the 26-yard line. 6:04 left to go. Amy Shalizzi with one of the biggest kicks of her life in the SFL career of the minor league.
I have no words. This is just a moment, Jeff. Let's see what happens.
4th down and 5. Clock is ticking. Snap is through. And there's the kick from Shalizzi. It's through the uprights and good for 43 yards out. She is perfect, 4 of 4 on the night, and she sends Annapolis back packing and Ottawa moves on to face Madison in the championship game for the minor league playoffs.
This was one crazy game, Jeff. A game, semifinals, playoff, going into overtime, just setting up for a huge pass by Art Venele that sets up Amy Shalizzi for a kick that she sends Ottawa into the SFL Minors Championship game versus the Madison Lynx at Chicago. You see time of possession right there. I don't know if that's right. That's crazy.
Wow. So because the closest SFL team to Madison is Chicago, so the Thunderdome will host the SFL Minor League Championship game on Friday night. It will be Madison, and now we know it's going to be Ottawa. But Dan, give us some of your final thoughts on this game. I mean, this lived up to everything that we thought this game would live up to.
Everything I could want out of a playoff game, this game had. This game had huge beginnings, back-to-back field goals into, huge breakaways from both halfbacks, of touchdowns by Scott Johnson and Kevin Say, who just breakaways down the middle, breakaways on the outside. You had great, awareness by Cameron Curtis. I can't remember names. Javier Vasquez is just throwing some beautiful passes. Come the second half, they're just mixing up their plays. And when push came to shove, Ottawa, they came up, it was 23-10, not where you want to be, 13-point deficit. That's a nasty place. They put up for a 3-point, making it a 10-point deficit. They put up another 3 for making it, a 7-point deficit into a beautiful pass with less than a minute left to go for the game-tying touchdown and putting a great stop to the Navigators, making it overtime, and then just the defense of Ottawa showing up and putting a huge stop to the Navigators, not even giving them a chance. Calvary, they were on their 3rd and 8. They had nowhere to go. A huge pass right there for a diving catch, setting them up for a field goal to win in overtime. It can't get much better than this. And right there, player of the game, Kevin Say, 29 attempts, 208 yards, 1 touchdown, 27 receiving yards. That is a player of the game right there, over the 2-century mark. This was the game of a century right here, Jeff.
It was. At Annapolis, their last score came on their first drive after starting the second half. Outside of that, it was all Ottawa the rest of the game, and they get the win, and they move on to Friday night. So for everybody, on behalf of my analyst Dan Mitchell and stats JL Browning and commissioner and executive producer Cameron Irvine, my name is Jeff Melanish, and thank you guys so much for tuning into this presentation of the Simulation Football League. As you will get the championship game on Friday. Have a good night, everybody.